Welcome to Canberra, Australia's national capital. This is Peaceful Warrior Yoga. And even if you're in a familiar environment, this is unfamiliar to me, take a moment simply to become expanded. Go outside of yourself into the environment itself around you. Might be a room, might be a big room, small room. There may be noises that catch your attention, fragrances. And feel your inner environment within this bigger environment. So there's the inner and the outer. And in today's class, we'll work a little bit gently on the shoulders today. Just taking care of the shoulders, and we'll do some hip opening. So gently take a standing position. We'll do something a little different today with the hips. If you have a block handy, grab a block. And put it on its lowest setting, so that you can take your left foot and stand on the block. Hands on hips, and you're simply going to push the left hip down and then lower the right foot. So you kind of get this hip wiggle from side to side, going slowly. Just getting movement in the hip while the standing leg takes that weight. So there's a balance principle involved, so if at any time, but there's also going to be a tiring principle on the ankle of that left foot. And the hip gets this slight movement. Sometimes with our hips, when we're trying to work with hips, the most minute movements can make a big difference. Something I've been working with lately. If that standing leg gets too tired, too sore, take a rest, recover, and come back. Three more. And we'll change legs. Taking the weight into that right leg, dropping that right hip, left foot raises, and then you drop the left foot towards the ground, so it's a little rocking motion of the hip, side to side. A lot of balance work involved, keeping the eyes steady. Good. Three more. Pause and change legs. This time it's just going to be a simple swinging the leg forward and backward. So that right leg is starting to loosen up from the hip. getting a looseness there, and it's a very gentle swing. It's not so much a kick as just a swinging motion. Lubricating the hip before we come into some deeper hip stretches today. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. So this next action will simply be bringing the foot around to the front and then around to the back. So you're getting a semicircular or a pendulum motion in that right leg. Working some deeper muscles in the glutes and the hips. Standing legs probably getting tired in the ankle joint and the foot. 2, and the last one. Switch legs. Three, 2, last one, and releasing. Now standing facing the long edge of your mat, slightly pigeon-toed, push the hips back, get into our first major stretch into the back of the legs with the hips open. Bring a block down between the feet, leaning into the block, pushing the hips back, and then bringing your weight slightly forward, rocking back into the heels, and then rocking the weight into the hands, into the block. So you're getting this back of the legs opening, hips opening. Now if you take another block, so you have 2 blocks, and you put it onto their medium setting, you can push back into a wide downward dog. Gentle stretch through the whole body. Back of the legs, low back, gently through the shoulders, all the weight coming back. And then come forward, a little bit of weight into the arms, and then back again. Now come to about halfway, so you're not really stretching the back of the legs too much, and keep the left hand on the block. You're going to dangle the right hand, and you're simply going to pendulum it like it's a loose, boneless elephant trunk. Just let it dangle and rotate. If you're hitting the ground, you can come to the next level. So you're letting the shoulder have some very gentle movement, just its weight, dangling, moving. Noticing how that feels. So the circles might be smaller or larger. And then pause and go the other way. And then we'll switch sides. Big trunk-like rotations, arm dangling loosely. And the other way. And then gently release. Heel toe the feet towards each other. Come into a forward dangle, folding the arms and just dangling forward. And from here, start to bend the knees and take a seat, coming into Malasana, low squat. And then pushing through the heels, coming up, dangling forward. Exhale, release, low squat, Malasana. And from here in Malasana, you can straighten the arms out to the side. Just feeling that big hip opening. And depending on how your shoulders feel, you can bring your hands gently up beside the head. Just feel that out in the shoulders. If the shoulders don't like that, just let that go. Exhale, come down onto your sit bones. Bring the soles of the feet together. And whenever I'm doing these seated poses, I like to create a little seat. I call it the burrito roll. Sit your sit bones on the edge of the burrito roll so it tilts the pelvis forward, which takes the stress off the low back in these seated poses. And just imagine you're on a gently rocking boat. You rock to the left, you lock to the right. So one knee comes down towards the ground and the other. And once again, just testing out your shoulders as you rock to the right. The left hand can tap the back of the head. Just gentle movements. And the next time you lean to that left side pause, and here we can do some elbow flaps so that right elbow comes down towards your feet and then it comes gently up towards the sky. So just gentle awakening movements in the shoulder. Anything that doesn't feel right, just resist doing it. And modify. If you want to add arm extension to the sky, and then tap the head and rotate, you can just add that extended arm movement. And then release, rocking from side to side once again. Rocking and tapping. Go very slowly if you're working with injuries. And the next time you rock to the opposite side, to that right side this time, you can hold. And start with your elbow to knee, and then opening elbow to sky. So you're just getting that rotation through the ribs, into the shoulder joint. You can add arm extension if that works for you. And then come back to neutral, gently rocking from side to side. And this time coming off your seat with the feet wide on the mat, we'll start with some windshield wipering work. Rocking from side to side. As your hips start to loosen up in this way, you can add the revolving hand and sweep it around looking behind you. So the whole spine starts to loosen up. Good. And the next time you sweep to that left side, pause and simply come down onto your elbows for a moment. Relax into this twisted sphinx. And just with some gentle head movements, they can be left and right, up and down, circular, all the above. Just noticing how the neck attaches to the shoulders, the upper back, and the chest. And then slowly making your way up back to windshield wipering with the arm sweeps. And the next time you come to the left side, this time pause, come onto the elbows, And once again, come into those head rotations or nods or shakes, all directions. And then slowly come up. Come back to your butterfly. And this time, scoot your hips towards your heels. So you're tightening the space between, and you're using your hands behind you to prop you forward. You can even have blocks here handy at your sides if you like. So my hands are on the blocks, and I'm pushing into the blocks, and I'm lifting my buttocks off the ground. Torso comes forward, and then back down and relax. Hands on blocks or pushing from behind. Push the weight forward until your buttocks comes off. Come a little further forward this time. And then back. So it's a big hip opening. There's going to be some stress on the ankles and the feet as well. You're on the outer edges. Now this time bring your blocks in front of or further forward. Push down on the blocks and then start to walk the blocks or the hands forward. So you're looking now for a balance position where you're more balanced, and you can start to play with the hands, lifting them off the ground into a balance or prayer. Just enjoying the struggle for balance here on the outer edges of the feet. And then slowly come back. And scoot the hips back, extend the right leg only, left foot comes over the right thigh. Grab the ankle and the toes with your hands and start to rotate that left foot. Rotate the other way. And then massage the foot and the toes before you release that foot and change legs. Change legs if you haven't already. And start with your foot rotations on this side. And the other direction. And then give that foot lots of love, lots of massage, pressure points. Hit the toes as well. And then gently come up, standing the feet on the mat. Hop the feet back, lift the hips, coming into your Malasana again. Just noticing how your hips feel here. And from here, just press down through the feet, start to lift the butt, come up slowly, slowly, slowly into your mountain pose. Widen the feet on the mat a little bit, grab your hips, and we're going to do some hip rotations just to loosen up the back. Finding a new movement for the hips. So lots of hip movement today. other direction. And then relaxing, and we'll start to turn from side to side, pivoting on the foot, letting the arms be floppy. So very floppy arms. Start to turn the head as well. And rotate to the degree that feels good. So some people are going to get quite a slapping action with the arms, and some are going to be more gentle. But we're not holding the arms rigidly, they're still loose. And then start to slow it down. That's it. Come to zero. And then facing the long edge of your mat, slightly rotate the feet inwards. Rotate just the left foot to the top of the mat, and with knee bends come down into your warrior two stance and then back up. Keep the arms nice and relaxed for now. So bending, keeping the pinky toe edge of your back foot grounded. So try not to lift the edge of that back foot up. Now the next time you come forward, lean into that front arm, and the right arm is simply going to dangle towards the ground, and you're going to do those elephant trunk swings again. So this can be nice with a small weight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds. You just dangle with the weight pulling down. I don't have a weight with me. And then rotate the other way. And then slowly pause, straightening that front leg. Bring the back leg in a little bit so you have straight legs. And you're going to lean into that front leg. Left hand down towards that foot. I think it's your left hand. Right hand on hip. Push out with that back leg so you're in the triangle leg position. Option to bring that right hand to the sky. Yeah, just feel it out on the shoulder. And then carefully bending the front knee, coming up to warrior two. Front knee bends. And then slowly drop the hands, straighten the leg. Come back to your slightly pigeon-toed feet. And rotate the right foot towards the top of the other mat, the other end. And then just start with knee bends and straightens. Remember, we're trying to keep the pinky toe edge of that back foot grounded. The next time you bend that knee, pause, leaning into that right thigh. And then dropping the left shoulder down, we're going to dangle the left arm towards the ground and simply rotate it in that loose, effortless, shoulder blade releasing, gentle circle. Other direction. And then pausing, starting to straighten the front leg and bringing the back leg in a little bit so we have triangle legs. Sliding that right hand down, lengthening through that left rib cage, left hip. Option to bring that left hand to the sky. And then carefully bending the front leg, walking the back leg back a little bit, warrior two. Exhale, release. And then heel toe the feet towards each other. Come back to mountain pose. And then walking on the spot, left leg up, right leg up. Just loosening up the hips. Little leg movement. And if you like, you can clasp the hands behind the back of the head and bring your left elbow towards your right knee. And then switch. Just working the core a little bit, working the balance, seeing how that feels on the shoulders, loosening the hips. And then pause. Once again, coming into the left knee lift, right knee lift. So this time, just capture the knee for a bit so you feel your balance being called on, and then drop. Side to side. Capture, balance, release. Capture, balance, release. The next time you capture that right leg, pause. And just rotate the right foot. Rotate the other way. And then change legs. Capture, balance, rotate. And release. Capture. Right knee and right foot, so you're coming into standing pigeon. So hitting the hips in a different way now. Hitting the piriformis and outer hips. And then start to squeeze that bent leg in towards the ribs, bringing the leg to the heart, not the chest down to the leg, but the leg up. And release. Lift, capture, balance. Grab foot and knee. And then start to squeeze. Bring the foot towards the ribs. Standing pigeon. Exhale, release. Ball of the foot balance. So coming to the top of the mat, just come onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels, finding your balance point, and then lowering down. So you're just working the foot and ankle, lifting the heels, coming onto the ball for balance, rocking back into the heels. You can even lift the toes up when you rock back into your heels. So you're getting that full rocker motion through your foot. And then pause. So this one, at the top of the mat, just step back, left foot, come onto the ball of the foot, dropping the knee towards the mat, and then straightening the back leg. So we're doing these split lunges, down, up. You can add arms so that as you come down, you can lift the arms if that feels okay for the shoulders, and then down. Three more. So getting into the hip flexors more. And then stepping to the top of the mat. Pause, noticing the difference. The split lunges, the dynamic split lunges are brought to the legs and hips. And then stepping back this time with that right foot. Come onto the ball of the foot. Start with knee dips and up. You can add arms whenever you like. Last one. And then stepping up. Pause, notice. This should have really woken up the hips there. So heel toe, again, a little wider. Pigeon toe. Feet sumo out. We'll just come into some sumo squats and up. Depending on how your shoulders feel, you could do some goddess squats. But once again, just feel it out in your shoulders. And then this time just adjusting your feet a little closer together. Come down into Malasana. And just notice if the hips feel any different from all that work we've done. Coming onto your buttocks. I'm going to do a little bit of therapy work for the shoulder here. To do that, I'm going to recommend you have blocks handy and a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can stack some cushions up, some rolled towels or blankets, and then put your bolster. So imagine I'm going to be lying like this. Just turn towards the long edge of the mat, bring your bolster across, and that's going to cushion your rib cage. So you're going to be lying down sideways, and the block is for the head. And you want to adjust the head height and the bolster until you can feel your right shoulder is resting on the ground in a very relaxed, supported way, but without the weight of the body pinching it off. So it feels grounded but relaxed, no pressure. And then bend the knees slightly. So you're in a little bit of a fetal coil. Resting the upper arm along the ridge of the body. So the shoulders are relaxed and supported. We'll be here for 5 to 10 breaths. And then start to gently drop that left hand, the one that's along the ridge of the body, behind your back. So the back of the hand is resting kind of around the small of your back, the upper hip area, but it's dangling back, and your top shoulder is coming back a little bit. It's almost like you've slightly rotated the upper body. And there's a gentle pull across the anterior deltoid of that top shoulder, just from the dangling weight of the arm behind you. Once again, if your shoulder doesn't like this, just modify the degree to which you let it dangle behind you. And we'll be here for about another 5 breaths. Now we'll take that same arm, that left arm, up slowly, and this time you're going to let it dangle over your head. So there's a different kind of stretch coming through the shoulder here. But the arm again is just relaxed in this overhead stretch. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. And then gently bring that hand back. Now I don't know if I've got enough room here, so I'm going to adjust a little bit. Now we're going to take that same arm, that left arm, that top arm, and create a circular movement with it. So the first movement is to bring it in front of your chest, palm facing the other palm, the outstretched palm of the lower arm. And carefully let the shoulder blades start to release so you can feel yourself reaching further across. And keeping that stretch, start to rotate it down towards your feet until it's parallel to the ridge of your body and the shoulder is reaching towards the feet, and you can feel traction in the left side of your neck. So the left shoulder is coming away from the left ear, and that tightness in the left neck is starting to be stretched out. Now start to rotate it behind your back, keeping the arms straight. You can even roll a little bit on towards the back ribs. And this time you're going to flip the hand so the palm faces upwards. So you've moved about 180 degrees from your starting point. The arms reaching behind you, palm upwards, feeling all that stretch through the front of the shoulder now. But you're also getting that deep twist through the spine and lumbar spine. And then rotating even further to 270 degrees above the head. Still with the twist. And we're going to add rotating hand to this. So rotate the hand palm down, rotate the hand palm up. So just a slight rotation of the hand, feeling that through the shoulder blade with the hand above the head. And then completing the circle, bringing that hand out towards the other hand, and then resting it finally on the ridge of the body. Let's change sides. Once again, making sure that your bottom shoulder is unpinched. Left rib cage supported, head supported, left side. And just resting the upper arm on the ridge of the body. Now taking the right arm and letting it dangle into a half bind behind the back. It's a dangling half bind. You're not efforting. And that will slightly pull the upper shoulder back a bit. So you're getting that little lumbar twist. The weight of the arm stretching the anterior deltoid of the shoulder. Make sure it's pain-free.
And then carefully raising that arm up and dangling it over the head. So feeling the stretch through the rib cage into the shoulder in a whole different way. But it's a relaxed stretch, it's a limp stretch. Just the weight of the arm, stretching the muscles without any effort. And then to finish off, we're going to do the rotation of that top arm, and starting with right hand hovering over left and reaching. And keeping that arm straight, rotating it towards the feet. And here you're very conscious of your upper shoulder, pulling away from the neck and ear of the right side. So we're really unbinding the shoulder from the neck here, that right neck. Sometimes lowering the head here can even give more neck release. So if that block is dropped or moved, you can really feel that release in the right side of the neck. And then we'll continue the rotation behind the back. This is where the hand flips. So the palm now to the sky. The lumbar twist more pronounced, or maybe the thoracic twist. And then to complete, bringing the arm above the head with hand rotations, palm up, palm down. Just moving the hand in those two directions above the head. Completing the circle and then resting the top hand on the ridge of the body. And when you're ready, gently press up and find a seat.
Find the ease and stillness in the shoulders, neck, and hips.